Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be doing a preview of today's racing at Fairview, today the 18th of September. Before we continue, I just want to like to explain what Outside of Genie do. Outside of Genie is a form analysis, and we do a form analysis, and from the form analysis we give you selection that you can add into your own play that you also fancy to whatever win place or place accumulator or pick six you play. You add our selections to your selections in order for you to get a bigger dividend. And I'll explain to you just in a minute how it works. So our video today are sponsored by Team G Racing. Team G Racing has partnered with a sister company called Northwest Online Auctions, and they are putting together a syndicate where you, the man in the street, the punter at home, can also have a share in a horse without breaking the bank, and can also enjoy the thrill of ownership. Before we continue, we just want to say if you want to subscribe, just click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you will get notified every time that we post this free preview video every day. We are also on Twitter, Instagram, and there is our contact details, WhatsApp or call 0835855133. Before we want to continue, we outside of Genie would just like to do a little bit of bragging. Yesterday at the Vaal, we selected the 53-1 winner. So let's have a look at what happened. This is what my prediction was for the 8th race at the Vaal yesterday. I'm sorry about this. The video was open just now, but sometimes when you switch, then. But listen to the video. Good evening and welcome to this special broadcast of Outside of Genie. Outside of Genie would like to share to you how on the 17th of September 2020 in race 8, I managed to pick you an outsider at 53-1. Let's have a listen to my prediction how I predicted and how I did my form analysis for this race. I did my form analysis and on this race, and when I got down here at the bottom, I got to this horse called Shaba Ranks. Now, and then I looked, I said, okay, the horse is carrying 49. Although it's drawn 17 over the 2,000 meters, it's not going to make a big difference. Then I had a look and I saw, okay, the average ability rating in this race is a 67. So I started doing my form analysis, and then I saw that this horse at one stage was an 83, now a 58. And then I saw this horses run well over longer distances here behind out on the tree, out in the tree. Average merit rating was a B division at 87. Here it ran in a C division behind River Jordan. Our man in Havana, and I think our man in Havana, I have one since, Gold Griffin. And last time out, didn't run too bad. And this horse is like, is now in a class that he can run, and with that weight, and this horse has only carried this -4 behind Nimsha in March in a stronger division. And then I said to myself, okay, well, I like this horse. I wonder what is the betting. So I went down to the betting, and to my amazement, I found that this horse is 53-1. Now, let's just have a look at the betting, because I haven't had a look at the betting. Number 5th of July, 92, Magic Vision 5-1, 11 to 2, Blue Moon City, major return 6 to 1, hidden agenda. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again because it's going to take up too much time. But then I went back to the horse and did a further analysis. You can watch the video, the complete video. I'll put the link in the section below if you are interested to listen to the rest of the video. And then in that same preview, I also say that remember that this I give a selection to win the race, which is called the outright selection, and then I give an outsider selections, which I think is the outsiders. So my outsiders selections in this race was Magic Vision and Major Return. So let's see what happens in the race. We did record the race, so let's see what happens in the race. Let me just click there and. Okay, let's go there.
Stretch number 14, Bouncing Tigger, lame left hind. Race 8, stretch number 14, Bouncing Tigger. Dennis Schwarz's only ride today. Magic Vision completed the lineup. They all set, gates open, and they sent on their way to a good beginning.
You'll see this horse normally jumps bad, but today he jumped and turned, although he's in the back.
Just ridden out to hold position. Drummer Do now edged ahead
and
of him.
I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit. I just want to show you the whole race. So let's fast forward a little bit and then you see what happens.
Far side, Shabaranks gets a wriggle on, hidden agendas on the purple sleeves and the white cap, Bellagio King to the outside, 5th of July is in between runners. Then we go back to Magic Vision and Tough Trace. They reach the final 500 metres now, a major return towards the middle of the course, went up to join the leaders, Blue Moon City, Podcast dropped into 3rd, Shabaranks, hidden agendas now making a lot of ground and is banging the race as well, but they need to go to fetch major return. Blue Moon City 2nd, Shabaranks, hidden agenda, all trying to lay out some challenges. 5th of July, King's Cup towards the outside, and now Shabaranks has picked up the lead. Major Return has faded into 2nd. Magic Vision, hidden agenda, they further back, but it's Shabaranks who's well clear here, and Shabaranks has won it. 2nd to Magic Vision, 3rd Major Return, then came hidden agenda.
So here, as you can see in that race, I tipped the first 3 past the post. Now that trifecta paid 1,400, and you could have had that for 6 rand, you know, if you just box those 3 horses in the trifecta. Now I wasn't aware that Hidden Agenda was running because I did give him a chance. But at a stage when I did my selections, he still wasn't the runner; he was still a reserve. But if he was running, I would have included him as well in my quartets, and then you could have had the quartet, which paid nearly 9,000 rand. So on the same card, I also tipped in race 7. I gave a value bet called Whipping Boy, which I've been following for a long time, and I said that Whipping Boy will have a very good chance in that race, and that he will be running on from the end because he always comes from behind. So I just wanted to share with you what happened in that race, just to show you that Outsider Genie is the guy to follow, and that to take a subscription with Outsider Genie is definitely not a waste of money. Let's have a look now at Whipping Boy. He is the horse in the pink sleeves and cap there.
Lone Survivor, Oyster King in the orange cap is 3rd, then Whipping Boy towards the outside, but Etched in Blue continues to find 2nd place. Lone Survivor, nearest us is Whipping Boy finishing strongly. Etched in Blue, Whipping Boy is getting closer with each and every stride. Etched in Blue, Whipping Boy getting closer. Etched in Blue, Whipping Boy close, very, very close. Etched in Blue and Whipping Boy.
So, but for one more stride, Whipping Boy would have won that race, and that would have been a very nice feat. But I have also in the other past also have given you 50 to 1 shots. Like the other day, I gave Whirly. Last Saturday, I give Tequila 16 to 1. So I've got some special offers for you. If you sign up now till the end of the month, it will be 250 rand. And then this people have asked if I can extend this to the end to the weekend. So I've extended this. Now for the extra 150 rand, you can get selections from Outsider Genie till the end of October for 400 rand, where our normal package is 500 rand. Then also I'm offering this 3-month package for September and through to end of November, 750. You're getting a 50% subscription on our packages. Also, what do we offer? We give you race by race selections. We give you a outright winner and 2 possible outsider selections. We give you value bets. You know, you just now saw that value bet. A value bet, we also recommend play each way. So if you played whipping boy each way, you probably still have been in the profit. We give you best bets. We don't give you 9 to 10s and even monies. You can find that yourself. You don't need a genie for that. But we give you value bets that you can make a bit of money on. Then we give you suggested trifectas and quartets as we just showed you now, and you can play them as is, add your horses, including that, or take some of our numbers, of your numbers that you like. And the same goes for the PA and the Pick 6. We give you that the PA 66 and PA and Pick 6 at affordable rates. You can add on to suit your pocket, or you just use some of them numbers, add them into your play. I've often had members that sending me a WhatsApp after I just say, hey, thank you. We use some of the numbers that you gave and we caught the buy pot or the Pick 6 or whatever. And if you do subscribe to our selections, you'll get a sheet like this every day with all our selections. There's race by race, Pick 6, PA, there's your PA that I'll give you, the trifectas, quartets, value bets, best bet, and then I'll give you a patent that is the same as the Yankee, but it's just 4 combinations. So then that concludes this section of our video. Now let's move on to the business of the day, which we start on the poly track today at Fairview. Race 1 is a maiden plate over 1,000 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 7, Cinderella Beautiful, 70 to 10, Cinnabar 43 to 10, Easy Cloth 11 to 2, Get Set Go 5 to 1, Whiffler's Joy 12 to 1, Very Cavalieri 12 to 1, Let's Rock 14 to 1, 18 to 1, and different 18 to 1 and longer the difference, the other horses. Guys, before I started my video, yeah, sometimes you cannot win because some guy says to me, I need to touch on more horses for them. Other guys say my videos is too long. So what I'm doing is when I do this video, I cannot touch on every horse. I touch on the horses that I give a chance. It's whether my outright selections or my outsider selections. And then from there, you can then pick whatever you like. And so because if I have to discuss each horse in a race, it will take us 2 hours. So I focus on my selections for the day, and then you can just add on, you can then just add to that your selections. So my selection here today, let's move down to horse number 10. Here's a nice outsider to start the day with. This horse, Let's Rock, it's a 3-year-old. I think all the horses in this race is 3-year-old. Just for 11 spice yard is a scratching. It's drawn for 4. Beideveld has ridden it twice now. It has 1 run on the grass, the turf, and 1 run on the poly. Where over the 1,200 meters last time, it did fade it a little bit over the last 400 meters. And it's just here, nervous, tired, late. And I do believe Let's Rock will be there again in the front, and being 1,000 meters will definitely make a difference. And this horse is definitely a horse that can win this race. So let's also look at number 9. Number 9 is Give Me a Wish. Now, if you look at this form looks diabolical. But this horse comes from Joburg, and they give me the green eyes. They do run on the poly, and it's by me, by Jetmaster, out of a mare by Jetmaster, and drawn free. And if you have a look, War of Athena is a top horse in Joburg at the moment. Anna Kapari has now won another race. So even if you have a look at it, I mean, this horse maybe, this field is not as strong. And Give Me a Wish, I'm sure can, they say a change is as good as a holiday. So I do believe Give Me a Wish can be involved here in the finish. So do include in all your play. Then I want to move on to up to number 6. Which is also a Loser Ford filly. How does Loser Fords run well? It's drawn 8, Larina on board. And this horse has been running there and thereabouts. Also last time out, the same as number 10 was there and then just faded at the end. So definitely the shorter distance, I think, would also be suitable for this horse. Here we have the favorite, Cinderella Beautiful, also coming from Joburg, also have some decent form. And yeah, can a Greef stable not, you cannot leave out. It is a good graph filly. And Mantushka, that mare has shown some decent horses as well in her time. So also a horse that can involve in the finish. So that is race one. Let's move on to race number two, which is another maiden plate over 1,300 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have the betting. Number two, Winter Court, 15 to 10. 4 Asian Times, 33 to 10. 1 Curious, 7 to 2. Trippin Future, 10 to 1. Russian Magic, 12 to 1. Surfing Africa, 14 to 1. Stallish, 14 to 1. And 16 to 1. And longer the rest. So let's have a look here. My selection here in this race is number 4, Ancient Times. Ancient Times has had some decent runs. It did debut in a small future behind Global Drummer. Now, any horse that can run 4.2 frames with Global Drummer, I think he has got a little bit of ability. And then last time ran third, 9.5 lengths behind Fly My Flag. So you'd think, oh, this is not a good run because it was 9 lengths behind. But Fly My Flag won by 8.5 lengths. So definitely a horse that you need to include. Just note, unfortunately, Give Me a Rainbow was scratched. I suppose got hurt in that mayhem of yesterday at Fairview, which I'm not going to discuss. Then horses that we want to look at, other horses that we want to look at in terms of outsider selections. Here we have number 10, Shakshuka. Now, number 10, Shakshuka doesn't look like it, can be involved. But if you have a look, this horse has also run over 1,200 meters and then just faded at the end. Now drawn free and handy, so it can go handy again today. And the shorter 1,000 meters will definitely be in its favor. And the same goes here for number 11, Stallies. Also showed some pace and then just faded at the end. But I think with a few runs under the belt, this horse can improve. It's now the first time on Porry. And yeah, it's an 8-4 part colt by out of Stellenbosch by Jetmaster. Do include in your play. It can be worth your while in terms of collecting money. Then Winter Court is the favorite. It's already is it Winter Court? Make sure. Winter Court the favorite. Oh my goodness. Okay. This horse comes from Kenilworth, and it's already a 5-year-old gelding. Only had 4 runs. Yeah, it's difficult to assess the form because he's run over further. So I found it difficult to see that this horse can be favored. I don't know. Maybe this horse has got a reputation. Maybe they saw something on the training tracks. But definitely I'll stick with my selection number 4, with Ancient Times. So let's move on to race number 3. Maiden plate over 1,300 meters. Here the betting is as follows. Frosty Rain, 15 to 10. Looks Like Magic, 28 to 10. Fredberry, 9 to 2. Cape Jubilee, 7 to 1. Sky's the Limit, 12 to 1. Wonder Woman, 14 to 1. Absolute Fab, 28 to 1. 28 Irish Fleet, 28 Symbolize, 40 to 1. And longer the rest. So here in race number 3, my selection is number 9. Frosty Rain. It's a 3-year-old Global Views, and those Global Views do run well. Torrential Rain has thrown a few winners that I know of. It's by Al Mufti, and this horse hasn't run too badly. Sugar Gun has won again, and last time out ran 1.6 behind Bold Dreamer. You'll see also there's a lot of form for Bold Dreamer in the previous race. So if those horses run well, they probably all finish behind Frosty Rain. Then that would bide well for Frosty Rain. And also number 8, Cape Jubilee. It's a Cape Town Noir by Kahalmeer. And I do believe that the 1,300 meter over the poly, this horse will improve. It's nicely drawn 4. It's been running there and thereabouts, so can definitely improve with racing. And then another horse I want to look at. It's a very long prize horse. It's number 14, Symbolize. Now, Symbolize is but drawn 11, but put in the back end of your quartets. This horse didn't have a bad debut, only 6 lengths behind Bloom. But what caught my eye was the 22.4 fastest 400 to finish. This horse lost 2 lengths, cramped, and everything went wrong for this horse. It came from stone last 16th place to finish well over the 1200 meters. And I think if this horse can get a clear run, it can finish closer. And if you do come into your quartets, it will definitely boost the dividend. Now here we have race 4, a merit rated 95 over 1300 meters, class B, average merit rating 91. Let's have a look at the betting. And here the betting is Purple Diamond 15 to 10, Fiddles 33 to 10, 11 to 2, Carioca 6 to 1, Beethoven, there's a Highwayman 7 to 1, Coyote Creek 10 to 1. So let's have a look at the form. And in my mind, the form here, the strong form here, is number 3, Purple Diamond. Purple Diamond has run over this distance and has won, beating the Highwayman. And ran behind Madam Speaker and Foreign Source, and then last time beat Beethoven, and I'm sure this horse Purple Diamond can go in again. But I do think the Highwayman will be his biggest opposition. This horse do run well, and he's a strong front runner, and there's not much between them in the weight. They're carrying the same weight last time out behind my Highwayman. Purple Diamond was carrying a kilogram less. Now they're on level weights, and with the weight around, the Highwayman should, on paper, effectively beat number 3, Purple Diamond. So therefore, that is my 2 selections in race 4. There's 3, Purple Diamond, and 4, the Highwayman. And then other horses that got chances is number 1, Karoka did one well previously over the 1,000, and now going over the 1,300 meters. But I'm sure that can cope with the distance. Drawn 1 can be a danger to the other 2. So now let's move on to race number 5, which is a conditioned plates for fillies and mares over 1,000 meters, class B, average merit rating 96. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 1, Racine, which is now won 6 races in a row. La Bella Mia 5 to 2, Mary Riley 5 to 2, Medicina 70 to 2, Captain Anne Bonny 12 to 1, Making Waves 12 to 1, and Ambro 15 to 1. Now, at face value, when you look at this race and you open up the race and you see, now here this horse won 6 races in a row, cannot lose. Be careful, because this is a handicap, and in the handicap, your best weighted horses can normally win the race, and Racine is not a handicap to win this race. To win this race is La Bella Mia, and I'm going to, for me, this is the best bet on the card. This horse has run a position far better than he will ever meet in this race. And yeah, if you just have a look here, ran an average merit rating 112. Now the average merit rating in this race is a 96, and she's not even carrying top weight. Yeah, no, I think La Bella Mia is past the post. Yeah, you can put your money. I do think it will run well. Marco van Rensburg will definitely, he has ridden it before, and has won with it. At one stage, this horse used to belong to Wai Shang Mawing, I believe, and or his wife. I'm not sure. So, yeah, and then other horses in chances in this race, his number, I just want to touch on 5 and 6. Captain Anne Bonny and Making Waves are close together in the weights. And, yeah, they have also a better handicap than number 1. And they ran behind each other here. Captain Anne Bonny did beat Making Waves, but in a turnaround can beat Making Waves. So, and then also Mary Riley comes into the form here, and here we have Captain Anne Bonny, who lost to Racine by 0.25, and then ran second again. So there's weight turnarounds, carrying 52 around, and with all those weight turnarounds, I do believe Captain Anne Bonny and Making Waves can also be involved in the finish with number 2, Making Waves, La Bella Mia. But for me, La Bella Mia, the horse to beat in this race. And we move down to race number 6. It's a fillies and mares, handicap 64, class E, average merit rating 62. So let's have a look at the betting here. Here we have Shine a Light 4-1, Slow 92, Escape to Vegas 5-1, Valeriana 5-1, Goodbye Love 7, Nana Anna 7-1, Win 5 10-1, and 14-1, and Better the Rest. So let's have a look at the betting here. Just keep in mind, Class E, average merit rating 62. So we want to move down here to number 10. I always like this horse in the Cape, and now she finds herself in PE. Nana Anna has only won 2 races, but ran again much stronger that she's meeting in this race. Here we're sitting on an E62. This horse is run constantly in C division class, running close to some good horses. And I mean, 4 is a Crowd, Silver Tara, all horses that are, higher up in the handicap. And this horse came down from a 68 to a 56. So in my mind, Nana Anna, she takes to the poly, which I don't have a problem, because it's a what a winter. They do run on the poly. I believe Nana Anna today in this race is a big runner. Then other horses that you can have a look at is number 6. Escape to Vegas. The Duncan McKinley stable is in form. Drawn 2 has also run there and thereabouts. There she run behind Racine in a 72, and so she has run here and there against strong horses. But even last time at Valeriana, I think with a turnaround, she can be much closer to the winner. Also, Windfinder, Agrella, but from draw 9, a little bit wide. But this horse has also run in novices 73, 71, 78. Now finds her in a 60, 61 class, and I do think this daughter from Botswana will be there when the photos are taken. So let's move on to race number 8, race number 7, where we have a Warman handicap is class B, average meter rating 86 over 1800 meters. Race 7, number 4, American Space 2-1, Maningi and Daba 52, Prince Khaleesi 92, Kalendra 15-2, Seeking Wisdom 15-2, Bell Tower 10-1, 14-1, and Longer Petit Ballerina. Now let's have a look in this race. Yeah, my first choice is not a favorite, because the favorite has run in this class, but if you have a look here at number 3, Seeking Wisdom. Seeking Wisdom has ran against much higher class here. Beating a horse like American Landing, and also running a 92, just gotten beaten by Mangrove. In that same race, American Landing was behind him, and he was another well-related horse that was behind Mangrove that ran second. And I do feel that Seeking Wisdom is the horse to beat in this race. And then you can see, and again, she was also beaten by Pretty Ballerina. Now, Pretty Ballerina is also in this race, which I also give her a chance. So it's not an open and shut case for American Princess to win this race. Definitely other horses with chances. Also have a look at number 1, Princess Khaleesi. Now, Princess Khaleesi has won over shorter, but this horse is improving. And last time I had won a 93, but over the 1300 meters. But the way she runs on from behind, I don't think she'll have a problem with the longer distance. So Princess Khaleesi, also a horse that you might want to include in your larger permutations. But I think the 2 horses that will fight out the race will be number 3 and number 4. So let's move down to race number 8, which is the last race on the card. And that is a merit rated 79, Class D, average merit rating 73, over 1300 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. So here we have number 12, Byberry 3-1, Tasha 72, the Master 10-1, Lazarus 3-10-1, Riga Order 10-1, Casual Wear 10-1, and Promotions 12-1, and Falcon Rock, all the 7s, Bold Dreamer and 14-1 and longer. So here my selection is the favorite number 12. So let's have a look at number 12. Number 12, Barbary, is a 4-year-old, only carrying 53 kilograms, drawn 6. But this horse has beaten Stranger Danger. Stranger Danger has run decent ratings behind that. And also here, this horse ran behind Global Drummer. Now, Global Drummer, I mean, what a horse. And for this horse to run close to Global Drummer, I think in this handicap today, hybrids will be hard to beat. Although it is a 3-year-old, but it's drawn 6, and it's only carrying 53, and I really do hope that this will cheer up Yvette Brenner. Then also you want to look at is number 8. All the 7s comes from Kimberley, and I think the Kimberley horses will start finding them feed. Has run consistently well in Kimberley. Now in PE under Polly last time out, ran a nice race behind Norfolk Pine, 23-1, and I do believe that this horse will definitely be involved today in the finish. And a horse that I've been following a long time, but is now finally starting to come to form, and that's Castleware. And I do feel that Castleware today will run a decent race, so definitely a horse to include in all your selections. Then there is a few others that you can look at. Number 4, Permissions. You can look at, maybe put that into your quantity. The Master, coming from Scottsville, but it's drawn 13. But I also had run some decent races in higher division D, 85 and a 94. So the Master can probably pop up in the placings. So all in all, a difficult card, and I do hope that I have pointed you in the correct direction, and that you can pick up a few winners today. And as I always say, break a leg.